Okay, everybody, let's check in. Just share any questions that you notice are arising, or connection there with just watching whatever your mind is saying. Take a look and notice. So just share if there's something that's come up and you want to take it to inquiry, and that's okay if you don't know, as always. But let's just hear how you are, what's happening, what you're noticing. Julia, how about if you start?
Yes. I have been noticing that I just see this pattern of either being completely committed or turning away from something completely, like searching somewhere else or distracting myself. And so something like, I don't know if I want it to be complicated, or I don't want to succeed, or I this don't want good for myself, it feels like, because I keep on making it, I don't know, jumping in and out, it feels like that. So yeah.
It's a good one. It's like even I shouldn't be jumping in and out. But yeah, good one.
Yeah, it feels very true, because I shouldn't be jumping in and out, because it feels like it's the same pattern of not wanting something else, or wanting as something good for myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels very true.
Yeah. I love that mind will be like, this can't be it. Yeah. We all have it. But thank you. Glad to hear your thoughts. All right. Okay. Laura, hello. Might have to unmute yourself.
Hey, thank you. So grateful that you guys are here. This introvert is lonely. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm really wanting to be kind with myself, and that I am finding myself innocent more and more. I'm finding myself wanting to see what the emotion is, what's happening around me, and food is becoming less interesting. What I'm eating is becoming less and less interesting to me. I still have the background of I want to lose weight. That's still there. I'm being patient with that. I guess I'm believing the story that if that I just am gonna sit with what is the emotion of whatever is going on, and that's what I want to do. I want to learn to be in the moment with whatever that is, and that when I do that, food will be less of a need of a distraction.
I've found that to be true,
You have?
Oh yeah. It's much more interesting. It's like the layer of food being there gone, and then that thing become much more interesting rather than scary, is just like totally, this is awesome in a way. I mean, it's not awesome when you don't feel, when you're watching stressful thoughts, but it's very interesting.
It is, and it actually, it's hard to describe in my brain, but one way when I'm focusing on the food feels really disconnected and scary, like this background monster is just there, kind of like waiting to gobble up. And when I am not, and it's just happening kind of organically. I can't say that there's any one time I went, oh, this is what I'm going to do. It's just happening. Yeah. The more I'm moving to be present, right? And so when I'm present, it may feel uncomfortable. Example, My son, yesterday, I went out and I saw that he wasn't working in a way that I thought he should be there. Thought he should be working.
Mm-hmm.
And I to him. He felt offended by that. We worked it out, but that was a moment of contention that I could have easily just ignored, not addressed, and I'm pretty sure I would have eaten my way through.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed that I wasn't dying when I apologized, and that it was okay, and that I might have still had those expectations, but they were my. So all those principles came into play. I was able to just to notice and be gentle with myself and be gentle with people around me, because I could be gentle with myself.
Oh,
And
it's huge.
yeah, it
Feel.
just feels a whole lot more peaceful. So that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing. All right, Teresa. Hello. You're off mute.
Oh, all right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm finding that I'm feeling claustrophobic at the moment. And more and more, much like Laura, like I'm comfortable with speaking, like especially with my children. Like, so my daughter decided to dye her hair, which is good for her. Brave, right? Because if you screw it up, I don't know how you're going to fix it. But she used my towels so now they're orange, right? They're like dyed orange. And so I'm like, okay. So I just feel so uncomfortable expressing my frustration or anything, because I don't want them to feel like I'm mean or I'm just a nag, or right. And so, and then I eat because I'm resentful and bitter, and so then I just have to comfort myself. So trying to sit through that this morning. And the good thing was the thought of eating never even entered my mind. There was more of a processing through the moments of, okay, how do I respond in this way? It's not peaceful, but the other way is not peaceful either. It's kind of like, I guess, learning a new skill that may eventually be peaceful. But right now, either way is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So the thoughts of they're going to hate me, or they're going to think I'm a bad mom, or I am a bad mom, or, you know, I failed. Those are the things that are, I'm not good enough. If I was she wouldn't have used my towel. She would have asked, whatever. Just trying to find ways to do it differently, to break up the pattern, I guess, to honor myself and them and her, in the process. Anything but eating.
Yeah. I love two things that you said. One is our expectations that, like, working with emotions is supposed to be comfortable. And how interesting if we're peaceful with it being uncomfortable. Awesome.
Yeah.
And that it changes, it shifts, just like rainstorms or whatever. But also, I love noticing the commitment I have. I've had the same one to being whatever a good person is, and a good person doesn't get mad at their child for staining the towels, So that's a bind. That is a real, it's great you have a list of what good people, how they behave and how they act, and they don't get mad. So like we've noticed, I've talked about that some in the emotions, feelings work. So that's powerful find, you know, at least it was for me. Good people
Yeah.
don't get angry. I just feel, wow, I have that thought. I actually have that thought. It's great to
Yeah.
question. Yes, it's great to question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. May.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I feel nervous and scared, and like I want to go sit in the seat in the back of the classroom right now. um, I've been off balance since Saturday, although I guess I was off balance before, but kind of in the opposite direction. I like wasn't eating a lot of food, and I was feeling really high on life, and I was doing all this inquiry, and I was dancing and reconnecting with my boyfriend. And then Saturday, I got a sex toy delivered to my house, and I have not been able, well, I've been able to, but I've been frequently masturbating. It's an incredible sex toy. And quite frankly, like, I just have gone so off balance. I've been masturbating, smoking weed, and eating larger portions than usual. And when I finally slow down and do my inquiry, oh, someone's laughing. Okay, thank God. I didn't want to look at anyone's faces. It's an amazing sex toy. um, basically, um, yeah, I've been really off balance, and it's been confusing, and it is a little funny because, yeah, it's a sex toy and it feels good, but also like I just noticed that there are certain beliefs I haven't been wanting to look at, and um, so I've just been using this constant stimulation to not deal with my beliefs, and it's kind of like I went from doing inquiry like 4 times a day to like nothing almost, and until it's like 11:30 at night, and I finally work a belief, and I'm like, oh my God, whoa. Like, so yeah, I got super dysregulated this weekend, and I'm happy to be here today.
Yeah. Thank you. Glad you're here.
Thanks.
All right. Nanu.
Um, it's been weird having my husband at home all the time.
Yeah.
On one hand, he's looking after his dogs, so I don't have to do that anymore. So that's good. And I've noticed that I'm not eating when I want to eat, but when he says I'm hungry, let's eat. So I noticed that's different. And another thing, I've had a lot of online meeting with different groups, and noticing how it makes me uncomfortable because there's so many of them. It's like boom, boom, again and again and again. I don't know where this is going to go, but I feel like it's going to an explosion, like I'm gonna lose it or something. As every time I have the thought, they are ignoring me, or they are not seeing me, or I'm invisible, I might as well not be there. And I'm so upset with myself for being like that. So I've tried to make myself be in more groups, just to notice the thoughts and write them down, listening to all the thoughts. Oh, they don't like you, they're gonna think you're crazy, they're gonna think you're strange. Well, all the thoughts, like 2 pages during a whole session. And yesterday I shared something in a group, and there was a moment of silence, and then they moved on to something else, and I had no feedback or return. And that felt so childish to sulk for that. I moved the screen, so the screen was like that. People could only see the top of my head. I didn't want anybody to see me, and I was scribbling on a piece of paper, not saying anything. And I was so angry and I don't know what to do about that. I don't know. So it's like a gift from the universe to see it again and again, the same emotion, having a lot of images from the past because of that.
Mm. Mm. I love that. I don't know. I just love the finding of that thought. I'm just putting down, I'm writing like, they don't appreciate me, but I can be in whatever way it is. They don't acknowledge me. They don't see me. They don't.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I've been hosting session every day for people to do the work in French every day. So I might have to leave early for that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Love you're here. All right. Donnie, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
No, I thought you said you want less sessions, not more.
Right.
Don't give the French.
I noticed that I put myself in the situation on purpose, and then I blame myself for doing it when it hurts.
Now I give you permission to stop. I'm giving you permission to stop.
Any thoughts that you noticed, Donnie, arising that are?
Yeah, I found Anthony DeMello, I think its name is. You know him?
Anthony DeMello. For many years, I love him.
I just found him.
Ah.
But I always find exactly what I need in the moment.
Yes.
So that's how the universe works. So
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I'm having walks and listening to him.
Yeah.
I was contemplating about what to do next after the corona with my time.
Ah.
And it came as pleasure, and now it's not anymore.
Ah.
Yeah, the question evaporated. You don't need to worry about that. And also, some people mentioned being angry. And what my thinking went is, it took me years really into the work before it was okay to get angry. Because it was a sign before that my work is bullshit, it's not working, I'm not enlightened, all these things.
Yeah.
So I should not be angry. If I listened to Katie and did all the work that I've done already, and I'm talking about years of doing the work, I should not get angry. Finally, it became, it's okay to get angry. It's okay. It's okay to get depressed, angry, whatever it is. It's all clouds in the sky. It comes and goes, and it's okay, simply okay. So that's when everything really started to relax.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I had a similar turning.
Yeah, you just made me angry, that's why.
Yes. Yeah. So good. Full range of human experience, just being human beings. We're not trying to get, how amazing, right? We're not trying to get anywhere and try to undo or make sure that and something isn't present. But we can inquire. All right, Abby, about you?
Oh, do you? Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I mean, I of course have a whole slew of thoughts, but the one that seems to pop out at me right now is that I'm not going to be okay if I don't get fixed soon. You know, in quotes, I need to be fixed is kind of strong this morning, today, and yeah.
Good one. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Belisa, hello.
Hi. First of all, like I love these calls because everything that everybody's saying just like resonates so much. The anger part, Danny, I'm working on that one, the accepting my anger, because I get angry or have an emotion or something or no emotion, and I'm just like, I should be further along, and that's really interesting. But I'm having like the opposite problem with May, where I'm having like, just because when I get like anxious, I numb out and I need to disassociate. So I close myself off from my husband, and I feel like I'm so like closed off sexually from him at the moment. I'm trying to like, open up. It's just, and it's not like a long period. It's just like for like a couple of weeks. And I feel like I want to open up again, and I don't know how to. And it's almost like I don't deserve like pleasure. Just be in any way. Yeah, like I don't deserve pleasure, and like pleasure then results in me losing control.
Yeah, in a way that's a helpful thing to see what's wrong with pleasure. Like we see like I don't deserve it and those kinds of things, but maybe make a list of what's wrong with it. Why is it dangerous? And it's not with an idea in mind that I'm supposed to land on this thing in the future where I'm going to be really open to pleasure and then it's going to be wonderful. Like sometimes there's lots of shoulds about that.
Yeah.
I should be sexual with my spouse, my mate. It's a great one to question too, but just to see what do I not like about this expectation? Is that pleasure in the form of sex?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, great. There's if anybody, some of you have been there, but say some about this I think it's in the emptiness module, these ideas, the perspectives of like pleasure, just really noticing the things that we think, just our concepts about pleasure. And one of the most pleasurable things to experience in the human body is sex, right? Sexuality, there's nothing like it else. And but to see what our thoughts are about it are really, really strong and intense, and lots of very mixed feelings and chaotic and anxious and all that stuff. So it's wonderful to sort out thoughts about that, like sex, money, and food, the things that bring apparently pleasure or feel good state. All right, Jess is listen only. Gabrielle, if you want to share, you can take yourself off mute. And it's okay to listen only.
Hi.
Hello.
So my thing today is that I had a phone call with a friend a couple nights ago, and I've known her for, I don't know, 20 years or something. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, she decided she was going to give me some advice, which really did not feel good about my weight, or not about my weight. It was about, I said at the end of we have an appointed conversation every 2 weeks at a certain time. And so I said to her at the very end of the conversation, I'm still, my eating is kind of off, and she went into this thing about that I should be careful because if I eat inflammatory foods, I am going to go outside and get COVID. And I got really fucking angry because it's like, stop, you know, what the hell are you doing? What is that? You know, I mean, that's like saying to someone who drinks, don't drink or you'll die. Is that effective? No, I just got really angry and I felt like she shouldn't have done that. That was my statement. She shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And she did do it. So there you go. But I'm just really angry about it. And I tried to explain it to her, you know, and she's apologized. And, you know, that's supposed to be the end of it, right? But it's just still with me, you know. I am struggling with that one.
Yeah.
I felt like it made me vulnerable to dying. I feel like she did something to my brain that made me feel less strong. You know, like that, like, because I usually do my protection for myself, and you know, and I have psychic protection and all of that too, which is that, you know, I wash my hands, I wear my mask, you know, and I'm okay, you know, I'm good. But then she just put this thought in my mind. It's like a little earworm that just got in there, and it's now saying to me, you are very much at risk. Be afraid, don't go out, don't get groceries, you know, just, you know. So
that's a good worksheet. Really powerful. Those other
the problem is I'm not sure what the worksheet would be, which is what I was kind of wanting to ask you. Like, I mean, I'm not like, she shouldn't have said that. Okay, she should have, because she did. But, you know, whatever.
No, Gabrielle. Yeah, it's everything that you don't like about her saying that. You just said right there. Yeah, she should not have said it, because it's kind of moving quickly into, well, she should have, because it did, and it. No, that's the thing is, the mind doesn't like that was said. It really doesn't like, and let yourself have that. You don't like that, and then see what else comes out. Like you just said, some of the things, you know, let it, just write them down.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Thank you.
I might not participate much, but I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Boy, that was just such a good, striking one. There's somebody does something, and then somebody said, you know, they don't appreciate me. I think it was Nanu. I wrote that. They don't appreciate me. You can fill in the blank with whatever else might fit in there. They don't respect me. Did everybody find that one? That's my thought to go move into, and see if you can find that. There they are. So just me and these other people, and there they are being like that. And they don't appreciate me. I want more. I want more than this from them. You know? Appreciation, love, contact, connection. So just fine. And they're not doing it. Yeah. Okay. So does anybody need any help kind of landing on who you might have in mind that you want more from? You know, I love that Katie says, love, approval, appreciation. You can kind of, but whatever your word is, that your respect or consideration or whatever it is from them, you can fill in the blank right there. And you could just land on one. If you notice that you have that about more than one person, land on one. And especially the moment when there they are being that particular way in that situation. You need more from them there. And the thought, they don't respect me, appreciate me. Yeah. Might have a little parentheses in the end of it, enough. Right? Maybe a little bit, but I want more than that. All right. So let's do the work. Anyone want to share their, how just like your situation, who you're doing the work on? Yeah, May.
Yeah, you know, it's just one of those little situations that I've never written a whole worksheet on, but always wanted to work. It's something there. I'm wanting more appreciation and attention. The moment is my boyfriend is over, and I was just showing him this video of this woman performing with the same staff that I perform with. And then I go over to the room where I have it, and I start moving and dancing with it. And he's like looking at me, and then I look over to check if he's watching, and he looks away. That's it. I'm trying to do this performance thing for him, and he just looks away, and I'm like, ah.
Oh, so good. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else? Sometimes it's nice to hear your situation. Helps anchor.
I'm going to do it on my daughter. She doesn't appreciate me.
Oh, perfect. With the towels?
The whole towels, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. Yeah.
My situation is I've been shopping for my parents for 3 weeks, and my brother has taken my father to the osteopath, and in the group, WhatsApp group of the family WhatsApp group, they all say, oh, wonderful, thank you so much, and hearts and stuff like that. And I noticed they're not saying that when I go and when I've brought the shopping to my parents.
Yeah. Good.
Unfair.
That's great. And yeah, Laura.
I just want to verbalize it. This is may seem like really a silly little thing, but it is representative of a big issue. And it was just this morning when I was making the bed, and my husband always steals all the covers. And I said, look, see what happens? And he goes, nothing happened. Nothing is here. Nothing is wrong. I'm like, well, come here and look. And there's this much on my side and this much on his side. I'm not the one making the bed, you know. And so that's representative of so much of our relationship. And I put down, I'm hurt with Bruce because he won't be vulnerable with me. And the reason why I chose be vulnerable with me is because, and it's really, he won't acknowledge me. That's how it really is. So he won't acknowledge me. No matter what I say, if I have some kind of issue, it doesn't exist. There is such a resistance and a wall to it. I would, yeah.
Good one.
Exist, yeah, okay, so I want to do, he doesn't acknowledge me. Thank you for letting me say that.
Yes, yeah, thank you. Okay, all right. So let's go, everybody. All right. So in your situation, is it true that they don't give you that appreciation, acknowledgement, respect? In that situation, they're not giving you that. Can you absolutely know that that's true? See if it's true, and can you absolutely know it? Honest answer. So what happens, just noticing that answer, what happens when you think the thought, I need that from them? They don't give it to me. They're not giving that to me. What happens when you see it that way? You believe that thought. How do you react? And Nanu, would you be willing to talk out loud? Yeah.
I feel a gripping sensation in the center of my chest, as if it's being torn. And I notice that immediately anger comes to cover it. As if anger is taking care of that pain in the chest. I treat them as unfair. People in my family, unfair, really unfair. And so I want to disconnect.
Thank you. Who else wants to share out loud? And May, love that you're sharing on chat. Scared, rejected, criticize myself, devalue myself, unforgiving, don't say how I feel, don't ask him to watch.
I feel like I'm on a gerbil wheel that just keeps going faster, and I want to say they're throwing more things at me. Like now I have to juggle and be on the gerbil wheel, and then I have to do this and stop and cook and clean and be on the gerbil wheel, and that I want somebody to stop. I want them to stop it, but nobody's ever going to stop it. It's only going to end if I get off, and that's not allowed. And I'm very passive aggressive with them, and I want to disconnect, but that's not allowed. I have to stay.
Wow, yeah. So appreciate that. Not allowed. Not allowed.
I always say I'm not going to say anything, and then I say stuff. This is Gabrielle. I just, a couple things that for me came up where I feel shocked. So mine is that Kasha didn't respect me by saying what she said. So I felt shocked. It was really shocking. And that felt scary. And I thought I shouldn't have trusted her. I should never trust her. I also went to, I don't know her. Like I thought I knew her, but why would she say that? That person I thought I knew, why would she say that? And so then, and then I sulk. I'm sort of, it doesn't take me too long to get past things, but I feel like I go into sulking. I'm in that moment now because it hasn't been long enough yet for me to let it go and do some work on it or whatever. Anyway.
Thank you. Yeah, powerful. So Donnie sharing, I get the proof that I needed me to be a victim in the story and the right to be angry and resentful. Surprised, feeling lonely and alone in my comfort zone. In May, I make myself smaller for the rest of the night. I pretend I don't care. I've done that. matter. Make myself wrong and stuff the feelings down. And Nanu, I want to go, leave the group, make a fuss, and I don't allow that. Anyone else want to share? Just noticing what you think. They don't appreciate me, care about me, respect me.
I want to shout and argue. I want to withdraw deeper into myself. When I see the disappointment, I want to cry and run away. My heart breaks. I feel like a victim. I want to completely isolate and withdraw, and I go into a shame spiral. And I just feel like a loser and incapable and not worthy.
It's really powerful for noticing how you treat yourself. What does it mean about me? Yeah, in May, I feel like a fool for wanting to share with him in the first place. Yeah. And just noticing too the images of where this is going, just watching what you feel afraid of about the world, about yourself, about this person and what's happening between you and them, where it's going, images. And you might look in the past too. I need, just when the thought first occurred to you, that this is missing, you need, that they don't appreciate you, approve of you. And Donnie sharing, what a short distance to the deficient self, not good enough. So quick it goes there. And some of you might notice it is a place, like Teresa was sharing, you feel like eating. Escaping in some way. Love that, Nanu, or it's because of my weight. So, like, yeah. Get it.
Could I share something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really grateful that Nanu posted, or it's because of my weight, because what I'm noticing in my situation where I'm trying to show my boyfriend my dance with the staff, I was actually wearing like this little bathing suit, and I was very self-conscious about the cellulite on my butt and my thighs. And I have this story about how you can't be two bad things at the same time. So it's like, oh, I can't have a bad figure and be bad at performance. And so when he looks away, it's like, oh shit, like I noticed that there's something in there about my weight also. Yeah.
Good. Okay. So noticing all this. All right. Same situation. See those people, that person. Who would you be without the story? They don't appreciate me, respect me, approve of me, love me. if you couldn't have that thought as you sit in this situation, in the presence of that person, if you weren't able to think that thought, who would you be?
Might think more of them and less of me, in the way that more thinking about them as a person and less absorbed in myself.
Mm.
I feel the same way as Abby just described, and what I'm noticing in my situation is I would feel so much more playful and like definitely include him. And what I'm noticing, this thing that I use, it's called a dragon staff. It like rolls down your body. Like I could be like, come here, and we can both put our arms out and let it roll down both of us at the same time. Like there are so many fun things to do with it, instead of me in a pink bathing suit at 8 o'clock at night twirling around trying to get his attention. Like we could actually be together.
Mm. Like the energy just shifted as the way you said that. It's like including rather than, oh no.
Yeah, in the first way, it's like we're separate and I need your admiration. And in the second way, it's like we're together and there's no judgment of anyone being admired or not.
Mm. Yeah. How about you, Nanu? Without the thought, they don't appreciate me.
I so love that word, Grace, including. Instead of seeing all the hearts and the thank you as a a tight thing, I can connect to each person of my family. Oh, my niece said that, and oh, my daughter gave a purple heart, or it's like connecting to each and one rather than being me, 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 me.
That's very sweet. Yeah. You love that. The hearts are going up, and like I can just scoop them in for myself. Teresa, how about you? There are those towels. Who are you without the thought?
I'm all of the things that are there anyway, right? I'm disappointed, I'm sad, I'm frustrated, and I'm able to see that it's just a towel, and I can go make a plan for the next time, right? Because she's got more dye. She's probably going to do it again. And so the next time, let's talk about this. Let's use the same towel, something. I can just be open and honestly, you know, she's my fun girl, and I think there's probably a little part of me that's a little jealous that she is having fun and enjoying and is carefree enough that she, you know, is doing fun stuff where I am such goal and work and on the gerbil wheel, right, that I put myself on. That I'm more open to, hey, you know, want some help, or, you know, like being part of the fun instead of judging and being angry and critical.
Yeah. Very sweet. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, it's just where my mind travels too, is it's kind of noticing, all right, with whatever feels right. And it's okay to, I love that you said at the very beginning, I'm in there, what, you know, how, as I have felt and who I am, showing up there is okay. That I had the little sensations or the big sensations in the body. It's good. Yeah.
Isn't that life? Isn't that we feel them and move through them? and it doesn't, it's not all consuming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Donnie sharing the releasing the heavy weight of the me. I am weightless. I feel light. Love. I see you. I can listen to you. And you to me can be present. Yeah, Laura.
Oh, I'm pretty attached to this. And it took me a minute, and it kind of threw me into a turnaround, but this is still me without the thought. And that is that I'm standing there seeing that the covers need to be changed, but I'm also noticing that I wasn't cold last night and that the covers being changed didn't affect me in the slightest. I noticed that I am argumentative. There's my turnaround. But that's what I find. I find that I actually was looking to support my story, very much so, that you don't acknowledge me when I'm right. So I'm going to be right now. And once again, you're not acknowledging me. But without that thought, I just notice that I'm combative. I'm trying to be hard on myself. I just noticed that I'm starting an argument, that it really wasn't necessary to even talk about, that the covers were that far different on each side.
Right.
And I am so determined to get him to change the way I think he should be. And I'm not ready to give up on everything that I feel around this, but in that circumstance, in that one moment of time, definitely see the silliness of it.
Yeah.
Silly, and I'm a silly person, like I'm stupid, but
yeah,
what I did.
Yeah.
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet, really. Okay. Let's turn it around. Okay. So they don't appreciate, approve, respect, whatever your word is. They don't do that for me in that situation. I don't do that for me. I'm not doing that. That quality that I think is missing, I'm not doing it. Could that be just as true? No blame in it, just watching. Yeah, May.
If I was focusing on myself, I wouldn't be able to watch to see if he's watching me or not.
Ah.
And if my staff, if I was actually performing and it was on fire and I was looking over to see the reactions of other people, it would not be a good look.
I love that. It's a great example. Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Teresa? What do you find in that one? I don't appreciate myself. I didn't respect myself in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. When I saw the picture of the gerbil wheel, I saw, oh, this really is my own doing here. I really don't appreciate all that I do. I don't. And for whatever reason, I want them to, you know, appreciate me or tell me what a good person or good mom or good wife, or, you know, I want them to do it and not me to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I need to approve of me. Is there anything in my situation that I needed him to see that he was wrong for? Is there any change that I couldn't do for myself? I was just simply trying to win. That was it. Trying to win that war. And because really, in this situation, it didn't matter if he believed me or not. I'm the one that makes the bed. I could change those covers, you know? And so then I'm trying not to go too far out, but I apply this to every single situation. Why do I need his approval? Why do I need the acknowledgement, love, approval, and appreciation? I think I need to listen to that book again. Yeah.
Yeah. What a great find, though, that there's just something that kind of gets like, I'm at war and I'm going to win.
Oh, yeah. That's my motto. That should be my byline. By the way, I am right.
Yes.
Yeah. Whenever I'm right, I'm always wrong.
Oh, funny. Yeah. Right. So I don't appreciate me in that situation. And there might be ways that I can, if I did appreciate myself, that just come to me that I notice might be different. Like it's not all necessarily in the silence, even if it is, but sometimes I've noticed this turnaround, it fits perfectly to then make a request. And somebody says yes or no, but that can be sweet too. Like a way to appreciate myself. If I want a hug, is I ask for one. So another turnaround. They don't appreciate me. I don't appreciate them in that situation.
Why am I ever seeing this? I'm not appreciating him. I'm not seeing him. I'm not acknowledging him. He's feeling attacked once again. And I'm not letting up. That has got to be a real crappy way to start out the morning with your wife.
Yeah.
If you would just go along with me and admit I'm right, that would solve it all.
Yeah. Mm.
And he doesn't care how much covers he has. He really doesn't. He's just being defensive right then and there. And I mean, if I'm going to look outside of that situation, he's hot most of the nights and doesn't want the covers on him. Man, I go to great lengths to prove my story, don't I?
And Donnie, cover story. I love my cover stories. I don't have time for yours. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Yeah, May.
I just see how I assume the worst intentions in him and how I don't clearly communicate about what I'm wanting. And in that way, I'm just like expecting him to read my mind or to know what to do. And that's not very appreciative. And I'm also not appreciating our differences. And that's kind of been a theme in the relationship, like wanting him to change into this like bewildered, eye-gazing, hippie spiritual man. And that's just not who he is. And actually, when he's performing with his guitar, he's told me that it makes him feel uncomfortable when I stare directly at him and watch him. So when he's looking away in that moment, maybe he's actually just doing what he knows. And yeah.
It's really great. Yeah. I love that kind of a living turnaround. A way to finding examples for that person doing exactly what they're doing. You know, like how could that actually be appreciation? You know, it could be receiving something here that they did what they did.
My turnaround of I don't respect her
Yeah.
was interesting because I just got that, you know, why I didn't respect what she was saying was because I already know that, you know, that's where I go. I already know that. So
Yeah.
you can't tell me anything. So that's a problem. I mean, it's almost like I'm closed to her. I am open to her in some things, but you know, like there are things that she says that I don't know, but whenever I think I know something, and I also feel like I'm entitled to my eating disorder, you know, I'm entitled to be fucked up around eating. So don't tell me anything, you know, that kind, you know, anyway, that's some food for thought for me. Some food, good. I'm gonna binge on that food.
It's great, Gabrielle. Yeah. All right. So last turnaround, they do appreciate me. They do whatever, respect me, approve of me in that situation. Can be so interesting to find, especially if they're saying the words, I don't care about you. How can I find that they do? Could that be just as true?
Okay, once again, he immediately said, yeah, I'm not the one that makes the bed, acknowledging that, yes, he had more covers on the side. So he did acknowledge that I was right. He had more covers, I had less. That's pretty simple. I'm just embarrassed. I am. I'm not necessarily with you guys. You guys get it, but I'm a little embarrassed with him.
Okay.
I always hate it when I do a worksheet and I have to go out and apologize. He loves it. He loves it.
Right. Oh, very sweet, really. Yeah. Can you find that one, Teresa? They do respect me, or she does.
In the moment, she didn't necessarily want me in the middle of it all. she does appreciate and does respect, and can handle herself. She's taking care of herself. She can handle herself. So in that specific moment, she said that she chose a towel that she thought was already messed up. There you go. And she thought that it was only conditioner and that it wasn't going to dye it. So she did think through, you know, she did have some thoughts. She does. Yeah, I think she really, in the big picture, I know that she does.
Yeah.
So
It's good, and it can be even. You are the one. She's. Sometimes I think that this one works for me. It has in quite a few different situations when I'm thinking they don't respect me or they don't appreciate me. I'm the one that they're interacting with. I'm the one that they are, you know, like they're not running, I don't know, just completely casting me out of their life or whatever it is I think is going to happen there. You know, they respect this, that I can handle it, or that I'm the one to be talking to, or yeah. some interesting things can be found there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They might even be respecting some of the original story. Like I am the one who does not get too upset. I think you might have been saying, you know, so they're actually respecting that because you've been teaching, you know, not a blame in a blame way, but you know,
Yeah.
they wouldn't know otherwise because that's what I've been modeling.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I am thinking of the other situation for me and my son getting upset with him yesterday about not working like I wanted him to, or my expectations, and I said something to him in a rather harsh, direct way, and the way he responded was with hurt, which tells me he cares about what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he does care. He just doesn't know how to respond like I don't know how to respond. So we're kind of doing the same thing at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, indifference is the most painful thing. And he definitely wasn't indifferent.
That's very precious. Yeah. Yeah. Abby, anything you've just found along the way just to share?
I think I didn't anchor in enough of a situation because the statement was my sisters don't love me. And I anchored in kind of like they don't make an effort to call me, and which of course, you know, but you know, I think it comes back to that turnaround of I don't love me, you know, and it's like it takes away that need of I need someone else to fulfill this because you know, and I mean, I know that's clear, but to me, it just brings it home where I'm like, oh yeah, you just got to keep,
Yeah.
you know, figuring out those turnarounds. And that, yeah, there's the ones that like, I don't love them. I really need to look at that one. That's a good turnaround.
Well, you know, and actually your situation's I've done it on that before. Like what the situation is silence, absence of the person.
Yeah.
I'm just not getting anything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of interesting. Oh, in that situation, they come to mind and I don't care about them. Like I don't reach out to them in that here, I'm the one that, you know, thought of them or whatever, or have this awareness of there they are out there and I don't reach out to them. Could potentially, you know.
Yep.
And
yeah, that's a good point about that silence thing. It's the silence.
Yeah, in this silence, I don't, you know, my sisters could be contacting me. I've had the same thing with sisters. And, you know, they do appreciate me. Is really interesting to find with they're leaving me alone in the silence, you know, that could be just as true.
Yeah. They're not pestering. You know, they do love me because they're not hounding me.
Yeah.
And I'm the second somebody hounds me, I'm like, whoa, back off, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe they do.
Yeah. Yeah. I have found that too with that silent thing. It's a really good one. It's come up more than just one time with sisters, that one of just, here I am and they should be contacting me or whatever. Something different should be happening here. And yeah, I think it's just a perfectly valid situation.
Yeah.
So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Julia, since we haven't heard as much from you, anything to add? Oh, rats, we can't hear you, even though you are unmuted. Still can't hear you. What happened? I don't know what happened, but we couldn't hear you, even though you had became unmuted. All right. Belisa? anything to add? Hang on, let's, you unmute yourself too.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, with the I don't appreciate, acknowledge, respect him. It's like I don't give him, like, I can have all these emotions and feelings and expectations, but he can't.
Wow.
And then with, he does appreciate and acknowledge me. He does give me my space. And he's very patient. And he writes me beautiful poems.
Wow.
So he does.
Oh, really sweet. Thank you. And Julia, there's something wrong with your mic. Okay. Yeah. We hope it gets upgraded so we can hear you again, but I love you're here. And Donnie, I love you saying that. This is around my father. He appreciated me as much as he could at the time, believing his thoughts and the way he was brought up himself. And there are lots of examples. Yeah. Lovely work, everyone. Anyone felt like they wanted to say one more thing? It's very sweet.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Lots of love, you all. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Grace.
Bye.
We appreciate you.
I appreciate you.